We'll have to.
Maybe they'll do a nice little shout out to somebody. I don't know.
Looking over, I'm actually seeing. Chai does have Minesweeper up on.
Yeah,
screen.
Chai has Minesweeper open right now. Just kind of going through casually, Just is this way of having him calm down. I've seen it. He has some nice lo-fi hip hop playing in the background.
Minesweeper is honestly a great game. Once you finally know the rules for it and get a bit of a feel for it, it's really sweet.
I get mad.
For anyone that doesn't know the rules of Minesweeper, the numbers are the number of mines in like the 8 squares surrounding your square. And so the big strat is like finding a big open area and like ultra minor. Oh man.
Oh no. No.
You want to go ahead and explain this one?
So this is I don't even know how to explain it. This is a game that most notably Sushi was just kind of running through in the background with Flairbear kind of showing him how to do it. It's quite something, to say the least.
All right, this one's for all the marbles. Chaikitty's last race. Let's see what he's got.
And also from Sushi too. Now, I'm going to just start throwing the commentator curse out. Let's add some more drama to the pot.
Oh, yeah. I am not a superstitious person at all. I'm ready to have all of my beliefs shaken to the core.
Well,
I'm going to go ahead and give the hottest take. Commentator's curse is not real. Let's see.
I haven't seen anybody die on prologue by retrying instead of skipping the cutscene. Oh, okay. I guess it's not going to happen this time. All right, so you're moving into city again. This is going to be very important for Chai. If he can get a nice, smooth city, then it's going to set the par for the course here for the rest of the run. And off the bat, Sushi just kind of coming through super aggressive. We got that beautiful piano riff here from First Steps. Actually, fun fact, do you know that there was a different song that Lena had composed for this first stage?
Really?
And I believe when it was presented to Matt and the gang, Matt had asked to use something a little different. It didn't fit the vibe of the game itself. And I appreciate that decision. The original rewrite is a great song. It's definitely a very nice one, but like this one is just like, it really sets the tone. Again, sorry, we keep going on about the soundtrack here, but like, I mean, come on.
Yeah, and like the way that it presents that motif initially, it's very, very different from the rest of the ways you hear it throughout the rest of the game. And it has that like, I don't know, like springy, fresh, full of energy feeling to it. It feels like you're just starting this adventure. You're not running into any huge adversity yet.
Ooh, speaking of adversity, Chai running into those spikes there.
Yeah, so that's one location. They get so close because they're actually trying to get their dash back from those spikes.
And then use the dash to move forward. Both runners are getting out of there as they head into Old Side yet again for the third, but not final time of the day.
Some people asking, where can you buy the soundtrack? First off, if you are on Spotify, I know it's on Spotify.
It is on Spotify.
Can't speak for the other streaming services, but I'm sure you'll have luck.
I'm going to say that you can check out Lena Raine's Bandcamp. I do not have a link for that, unfortunately. But there's also, just remixes and renditions that have been made too. So, for example, Materia Collective came out with a piano version of Celeste, or like, I can't remember, Prescription for Sleep, Celeste. And ooh, that one's really good, I'm just saying. But then there was also the piano collection too, which came out, I think in January. And that one is also really, really good. Definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, and if you don't really feel like actually buying the soundtrack, we will be giving away 5 copies of the vinyl and cassettes, as well as Celeste Steam keys to our subscribers. So subscribe if you want to get entered into that giveaway.
And actually, on Spotify, Resurrections is the #1 song from Lena Raine, like by a landslide, I think.
I can see it. I can very easily.
I mean, as a matter of fact, I can just quickly pull that up. Since we're just, we're talking about it.
This is very dramatically off topic, but I think it's the greatest tragedy in the world that Creep has more listens like by double than any of Radiohead's other songs on Spotify.
I would say you can blame Rock Band for that.
Probably, yeah, probably.
I mean, Creep is a fantastic song, but
if Pablo Honey were released by any other band, it would be a classic. But you see everything that came after from them, and it's like, like if Pablo Honey were an Oasis album, it would be a 10 out of 10 from every reviewer. I guarantee it.
Actually, yeah, like
Radiohead overrated. Prove you wrong. Can someone ban this guy?
they're not overrated. They're fantastic. But yeah, Resurrections has over 1 million plays on Spotify, followed by First Steps with over 600,000. And actually, yeah, the top 5 is Resurrections, First Steps, which is Chapter 1, Awake, which is the second portion of Chapter 2, which both runners have finished up here. And then actually number 4 is Scattered and Lost, which is Chapter 3, once you start Huge Mess. And then finally the prologue. So... All right, they're talking about trying to get a 412 in Resort.
Well, let's see what's about to happen. 412 is just a god tier time. Putting themselves in decent position, and that nice little optimization of crouching and holding right into the key door, so the second that key door opens, you can just immediately hyper through it.
All right, try with a slight RTA lead here. But it's looking to be Sushi's right now by just a few seconds. Like about, yeah, just 2 seconds as we head in. And of course, the big thing about that, a death will instantly...
Oh, just like that?
Just like that. Wow, okay. I thought the commentator curse was gone, but clearly I was mistaken.
It could have just been a coincidence. It's only one little thing. I'm still not believing
I
in the
don't think
curse
that
just yet.
another untimely death is going to happen at any point here.
Absolutely not. There is no way that with how close these guys are
Actually,
getting
no,
to
not
the
on these
dust
screens. Maybe this next one coming up on Sushi's screen, but I'm not sure. No, he got the dash down. It's fine.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of people with the issues like in the moving platform section just because the timing is a little bit weird. There's not a whole lot of movement like that throughout the game where you're having to wait just like a second to like move over something like that. And now Sushi in the huge mess. Let's see how well he's able to optimize this. Big opportunities for corner boosting. I mean, just look at the number of corners. And
that wall bounce there too. I love that wall bounce. That last section with just Madeline just gliding through. Wall bounce here, nice wall bounce there.
And so many opportunities for corner bops, but both these guys pulling off really, really clean movement.
Oh, and here's that Scattered and Lost track that I was talking about.
Just trying to put away all of the resort's belongings, which I just realized I haven't made the comparison today. This is obviously the Grand Budapest Hotel for those who are Wes Anderson fans. I really feel like given when that movie came out, it was like I think a year or so before this game, I feel like Matt must have drawn heavy inspiration from it for this section. And if this is like one of your favorite chapters, I'd highly recommend going to see that movie. It's a wonderful movie regardless, but you'll certainly like the quirky aesthetic of especially Gustavo.
For the record, I think I'm the only person that actually likes this chapter.
Really?
I think a lot of people really don't like Chapter 3.
No,
Yeah.
I was a huge fan of it, especially clearing out the messes. The towel section was one of my favorites, honestly.
And then people get mad when I say I don't like Golden Ridge. And like, what? Golden Ridge is really great. I'm like, I don't know about that. But also going back to the Scattered and Lost. Oh, first of all, nice corner boost from, I think both runners got that.
Yep, and then Sushi dying on that first Death Bunny, they're just going to go ahead and do the follower cycle rather than the leader.
All right, so Chai going to hit this towel thing at 6:08. Sushi coming in at 6:08 as well.
Just
Wait
a later
minute.
6:08. Yeah, the timer's just a tad off. Unfortunate consequence
Just
of
a
in-game
couple
time,
frames, but that's fine. They can keep it going, maybe we'll get the crowd to force them to do a countdown as they move into Golden Ridge again.
They're pretty much synced. Let's see, they are going to be heading in real close now. Are either of them going to do checkpointless? We haven't seen checkpointless demo dash all week so far.
We haven't. I don't think that's going to happen. It's a nope from Chai and a nope from Sushi. But now here's the big thing: they're gonna get this demo, but this screen right here. All right, we got Taz Cycle. Sushi opting to not go for that, playing it safe.
Yeah, Chai pulling some nice couple of seconds from that cycle.
So it's gonna give Chai a little bit of lead here, clocking it at 7:02 as we start the Oshiro chase. Sushi now coming in at 7:03, so just a second difference between the two of them. But Oshiro has not been kind to the runners this weekend. So we'll see if he's going to come up and throw a bag of tricks their way.
Yep, and I just have to put this one on stream because this is just so bad. Appropriate that they are tied in the laundry section. That's worse than our puns earlier.
I'll let them have that.
Yeah, just
but you got a good long sigh out of FC Rage just for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, actually talking about Scattered and Lost before we exit this place, I want to give a shout to Dave Stereo and A. Caroline, two respectable drummers that have actually done drum covers of Scattered and Lost.
Yep. And
Very fantastic.
Drum covers are always wow.
Oh my God, we are like I don't even know what that was.
That'd be 40 milliseconds apart. That is at 60 FPS. That's less than 10 frames, first off. That's probably 6 to 7 frames.
Oh boy. As we head into the Golden Ridge. That was a bad roll of my R there. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, it's better than what I can pull off the top of my head.
Both runners just moving through this section here. Sushi taking the traditional route. Chai skipping that first green bubble. All right, both of them getting it there.
The double Archie. Ooh, Chaikitty, is he?
No, he couldn't save it after.
Yeah,
well,
I don't know why
actually,
he even tried.
I don't know. I
when
think
he didn't have
coulda-
the dash.
I think with the wind, he could have got back on that cloud. It's hard to
Really?
say, but
Oh,
he
yeah.
had to
I
keep
think you're
moving
right.
there. But it's going to give Sushi just a little bit of a lead here as he heads into the auto scroller. Now, again, there is that opportunity to just get a corner bop here, but not today. He's going to keep on going.
Yep.
Chai getting set up here.
Just real quick, I see people in chat talking about this and a little bit of misinformation. As far as the way the point spreads go, mathematically, based on the result of this race, either Vlad would need to win out to get in the grand finals over Sushi, or would need to win 2 matches only to get into grand finals over Msushi. If Chaikitty wins this, then Vlad has that kind of grace of 1 game. But if Msushi wins this, then Vlad is going to have to win out in order to bop Msushi out of the grand finals. Just wanted to make sure that was super clear for everyone.
I like that spike jump that Chai is doing in that section. We're seeing these small changes in the route.
And it's a game that's still constantly evolving, especially as the players keep improving. And ultimately, with the soft speed cap and how well you can chain momentum, the skill ceiling is really high, if not like effectively infinite. And I mean, to give you a sense of perspective, in a half-hour game, the task of this still manages to save 6 minutes, and not really through like a bunch of crazy glitches, just really, really optimal chaining of movement.
Yeah, it's optimal chains of movement, and then of course a few crispy demo dashes that have no setups.
Yeah, which we haven't talked about that yet today. Demo dashing is not like specific to that one section in Chapter 3. There are other opportunities, notably even, I think there's one like right after Flag 4 in the Summit, but they don't have this consistent setups that the one in Chapter 3 does, where you can line up with a pixel in the background and jump up and Madeline's head will be aligned with a bookcase. Like, it's a very consistent, easy visual cue, but in that area after Flag 4, it's you don't have any way to set up for it. You just jump and pray.
All right, so Sushi leaving Golden Ridge at 10:34.
So
Chai
4
with a
seconds
10:38.
apart. But that's a 100 times difference in lead now. That's how tight it was going into that chapter.
And then also going back to the demo too, there is a few places where you just get a little more speed and just getting through things a little quicker. For example, in 2000, in this cloud platform section, I think it's the 3rd screen out, runners actually demo dash onto those and just keep them, so they just line up perfectly. And it saves a good amount of time versus just going above and then dashing down and forward. You can like demo and just basically glide across them.
Try with an excellent response there, nearly getting a bit of a bop on that platform, but able to jump right back on top of the horse and keep going with ease. As Sushi gets set up for, let's get it.
Oh, he's getting that yeet. Dig deep for this one for Chai. Let's go. Oh, just barely missing that corner, but getting the backup strat here.
Yeah, about a nice yeeting. I mean, ultimately, if you're not going to get the full yeet, that's your best case scenario.
Now, Sushi, running into problems in this room in race number 2, is it going to be a factor this time around? We'll have to see. Getting set up. Oh my gosh. Again,
Nice.
just a little close to comfort there. Just almost running into that wall again, but he is out at a 110. Very respectable time.
And a very low 110, too.
Chai coming up to bat, and he's looking to clock in at about a 116. Very nice. Again, that is just going to further push that lead now up to about 10 seconds. But that 10 seconds, that's just one failed Bubs drop.
Yep. Bubs drop just a super precise trick. If we didn't explain the precision, you have 2 frames, so 1/30th of a second to actually hit that wall bounce. And Sushi with that first try, nice. Going to maintain that lead. Now Chaikitty with his own attempt needs to get this first try to be able to keep pace. And it's good. Nice.
There we go.
Nice.
So actually, I want to bring this up because in the playoffs, when Netter was running, he actually was using a pause buffer.
Really?
Yes, I saw him like in a couple of races that I was commentating against him or with him. I noticed that he was just pressing pause right as he got in there, and so I was like, that's very interesting. I wonder if that's a better way. Now, granted, to be fair, you are losing time because the timer is going to keep running while you're in the menu, but if it adds to a 100% success rate, I think it would be worth it, especially in a race setting.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And even, like, if you do the actual pause late, then you can instantly just go ahead and give up. You don't have to actually wait for the whole attempt to fail. And so that saves a little bit of time there just from pure menu optimization.
Sushi with that beautiful strat with the wall jump there and just lines that Seeker up perfectly to help Madeline out and hitting those coin switches. Chai going for the alternate route. He's going to have to wait for the explosion. But again, it's just like about a half a second. But now he's taking this top route. Just, oh my gosh, just carving through that room.
Yeah, just beautiful. Let's see here.
All right, now Sushi in the Theo section.
And both of them rocking the 2-cycle in the Seeker room.
Now, this gauntlet room has been having a lot of drama. So far, so good on Sushi's screen. It's looking very par to the course. But we'll see on Chai's in. This time not dropping Theo, but not getting the movement that maybe he did. I don't know.
In those nice bounces.
Maybe just playing it a little safe and not relying on some of that intense movement there, but able to get out scot-free. Sushi now in the heart room, making it look super easy. Clocking in at a 2:23. Very nice time. Chai not too far behind here. Getting that ultra. He's going to come in at a 2:24.
Beautiful. Just beautiful.
So again, still just, I think altogether it's 11 seconds total difference between the two as we head into reflection. That's not a lot. That's not a lot of time.
Nope, not at all.
I mean, like Lake Skip we have coming up. We have, of course, Battle and Boost, Battle and Fight, and then Summit as well. All right, Sushi's going to get Lake Skip first try. Chai making his way up north.
I think these guys have had pretty... I don't think they failed any of the big tricks that we've been tracking over the course of the season. Aside from Yeet, of course, but...
Yeah, everything has been very solid so far for this set.
Which is funny. A lot of runners identify Yeet as the hardest trick in the run, but it's the fact that it doesn't lose that much time if you fail it that makes it seem a lot easier than it actually is.
Mm-hmm. I mean, to put it in perspective, I always try to go for Yeet in my own runs, and I've only gotten it once. Like the full-on one, just one time. Almost twice yesterday. Oh, running into, getting a little ahead of himself there and hitting those spikes.
It is going to eat a little bit of time. Having to go back on top of the Kevin block.
Okay, so now we are in hollows yet again. Lots of movement here. I'm not really, I mean, like Reflection, I feel has been so fine-tuned, and these guys have definitely put in the hours in practicing this. I can't really think of an area where I'm like, you need to watch out for this section because someone could result in death. Like, it originally would be like top room, but these guys have really just hammered out those strats. So it's really probably just going to be like the battle and fight.
Oh! Getting the dash through after the Kevin block, but not able to get past those spikes, unfortunately. Now, real quick, since the Kevin block is especially relevant, the name for that actually comes from the sound coming from Power Up Audio's Kevin. And Say again what you're telling me about how exactly the Kevin Block underwater sound was recorded.
He submerged his head into a bowl of water and had his microphone there and just did the noise underwater.
There's just when you're imagining a human make that noise, it's the funniest thing.
There is actually, you know, and I mentioned before, he did stream it.
Yeah.
And there is a clip of that. I don't remember his. Actually, he might even be in chat for now, right now, for all I know.
I'm not even sure like if I would want to watch the original video just because me imagining it just gives such a great mental image.
We'll have to wait and see.
Okay, so try with the battle and boost upcoming.
But Sushi already in the battle and fight. Nicely done.
Very nice boost.
So actually, we didn't really talk about this before in regards to the battle and boost. So before, or actually even now, it is possible for Madeline to move so fast that she actually will slide into that spike pit. And before, what would happen if you did that, as that cutscene was playing, the game would actually crash. And they did fix it for PC, but for Switch and console runners, that crash is still in the game.
Wow.
And that's actually one of the reasons why I shifted from PlayStation 4 and Switch to PC, because I was going for that, and yeah.
Yeah, that
it was
was
just like...
I'm sure that'd be super agitating during runs.
Actually, I have clips of that too, and I have a very displeased look on my face. I'm just like, well... I mean, the nice thing is you can just come back into the game, but it's definitely a momentum killer.
And I mean, it's really unfortunate, honestly, that consoles are like outdated too, because unlike a lot of other games, Matt Thorson has actually been actively patching the game to improve it for speedrunners. Like wall bouncing used to be a completely unintentional mechanic that I think it was like, how much was the frame window? It was really precise.
Oh my gosh, Chai just getting bonked into that wall and just missing his inputs there. It's going to allow Msushi to get a little further ahead.
Yeah, Msushi just building on top of this already pretty nice lead. But we have seen him take his own bops in some of these longer rooms, so here's hoping nothing like that happens. 1846 or so on that first text box. Oh, Chai with a little bit of an issue moving through, playing a bit safe before he goes ahead and jumps on down, and about a 1901 or so on that first text box. So about a 15 or so second lead on Sushi's side, I believe.
And also, too, we have the IGT relatively close to each other here, so you get a somewhat decent idea on where the runners are at amongst each other.
Well, not wall bouncing. I misspoke. There was some other mechanic. I forget exactly what it was, but it was a pretty
Corner
precise.
boosting. I think of what it was. Corner boosting was introduced. Oh no!
Oh,
That bumper
is
came
so
out with
rough.
the super RNG. Oh my gosh.
That's what we talk about with how those bumpers can really mess you up, because if you get just a weird angle that you're not quite used to, you may just be enough off that it won't actually count as like a sideways bump. And especially with the way that they waver around, it's really difficult to get those precise positions you need.
And that one hurts the most because that is at the very end of that screen. And you just have those sections where you just have to go through with the golden feather again and everything else. That is a lot of time loss here.
Yep. Math Hacker, yes, you're correct that everything is on like strict cycles, but you, especially with how slight the bumpers waver throughout those cycles, it's very, very difficult, nigh impossible to hit them reliably on the same parts of the cycles. That's why we call those
Yeah, that's what
RNG.
we're referring to. If there's anything that would be RNG, it would be those bumpers because they're not stationary. They kind of waver back and forth, and it's very, very easy, as we've seen, to just be out of alignment and get shot into a different direction.
Yep. And also, like, Sushi just unfortunately not able to get himself up over to those boosters and just taking a pretty awkward death.
And so here we go. The summit for the last time.
Yep.
For
What can
this
Chai
set.
pull out? This is going to be his last summit at PACE. And he is starting with a fairly significant deficit, but we've seen leads like these be recovered in the past. Some players just, for whatever reason, the summit just really gets to them.
Very nice. Get into this battle in alley-oop section now. Sushi getting into the coin room here of 500. And now Chai moving through city as well. So again, I'm trying to think of areas that might cause a little bit of problems or hiccups here. I mean, off the bat, 2,000, that snowball room, that could be causing a little bit of trouble for Sushi. I'm going to anticipate Sushi taking the safe strat there and just doing the traditional auto scroll or skip. So that's going to give Chai an opportunity there too. You can see some drama in the triple ultra room. I mean, there's just a lot of instances where like just the drama can come out and just be like, well, we're going to just slow you down here. All right, Chai having a very solid 500 here, going into 1,000. Sushi as well.
Look at that smooth movement from Sushi.
A nice corner boost there to get a little more movement up as he gets into this vertical portion. So actually, this not this screen on Sushi's side, but the next one coming up, there is that diagonal dash down out of the dream block here, and he's able to get it.
Nice.
He's very prone to having mistakes happen. Wow, nice presence of mind there from Chai, knowing he wasn't high enough to get safely through that part. So in that screen that Chai was just in, if you do not have enough height, you can actually get into that dream block, but you can actually not clear the exit, and it can result in a death. So very smart on him to recognize that and actually get the spring to readjust. It does cost him a little bit of time, but
yeah,
it would
but
have been...
in his situation, anytime you are in a position where you might lose time, you want to minimize that time loss.
Exactly.
I definitely think that was the right call.
Right, so now Chai in 1,500 here. Sushi in the ultra room. He's going to get out. Excellent work there. Like, Sushi's just not letting up. He's just really playing super clean. Trying to get the most out of his opportunity here to make it into the grand finals. Again, if Sushi takes this victory here, he is going to walk away with a total of 7 points with my bad math itself. Is that right?
Yes, that is
Okay.
correct. So Sushi has 4 due to his wins yesterday against Vlad. And so coming out of this with 2 wins would give him 3 more on top of that. And so that's why Chai taking just 1 game was so important, because this is what allowed Vlad to have an opening. If Msushi would have won completely out, then that next race would have just been the showcase of T versus Vlad effectively.
All right, so now Chai in 2,000 here. Sushi not getting his dash
right
back.
into the,
It was too far forward and just didn't have that dash, the second dash come back. Very quick to realize that and just hit retry instead of trying to save it. Still very rough. Just a little bit of time loss there. It's going to allow Chai to kind of get back into the swing of things. And one thing that we actually haven't really been talking about, we've been noticing we're talking about how like deaths and in particular strats go. One of the big things is movement, but to be quite honest, I feel that both Chai and Msushi, like their skill set on their overall movement is about the same. So it's really hard for someone to just have like, quote, an opportunity just with better movement. I feel like that if you were to put them like a playback at the same time on like a perfect run through a level, it's going to look very identical.
Yep.
And so now Sushi in 2,500. We're going to see if he's going to go for this ultra here on this second red bubble. The notorious. He's playing it safe. It's going to give Chai
really
again another
cannot blame
opportunity.
him.
Just to get a little bit of time save.
But Sushi has been playing consistently enough that it's becoming a lot more a story of he needs to...
Getting that
things
corner
like
bop
that.
there and just having to start this room over. It's a very quick death, though. Chai playing it safe. Again, right there, you do want to play that safe because the amount of time saved versus the amount of time lost is just way too high.
Yep, definitely.
And Chai clearing this room, getting ready for his key skip. Now, we say key skip even though he is grabbing the key. What you're supposed to do in this room is you're actually supposed to travel south to where these red bubbles are and then take those up all the way into that room. But with those 2 spike jumps there, it allows us to grab the key without going to basically saving 2 or 3 screens altogether.
Yeah, it's really funny because I remember distinctly thinking casually, like seeing that huge vertical spike tunnel. I was like, geez, they really wanted to make sure we didn't go the wrong way for this key. Well, Matt didn't do the greatest job ever, and shout outs for that. Just lots of love for the speedrun community from this developer.
And actually, fun story too. The other side is not symmetrical. So
Really?
you can, I mean, there is a way to do it. It has been found, but it is very, very hard to do, unlike the traditional one to get the key. But to get the strawberry over there as well, I believe the TAS has that in their all red berries run.
That's really interesting.
Actually, if you have not seen the TAS all red berries, oh my gosh, it's a treat.
Just any, especially the task runs that go into the later game and stuff like 8B, 8C.
Chai taking a death there?
There are points in some of the like all Crystal Hearts and all chapters tasks that like Madeline is moving so fast that she is moving across a screen before the screen transition can fully occur.
Yes, that actually is in one instance of that is in 5A and of course in 8C as well. But one of the cool things about the test for all red berries is, so the way strawberries work is they do not collect unless they are on, Madeline is on safe ground for 9 frames. Now there's another instance of it too. I think if you have a key, it actually is different, but I don't know the exact frames on that, so I apologize for that. However, since you have that 9-frame window, it's possible to carry multiple berries along with you, hence the 1-up achievement that they have, where you basically string together 5 berries in a row. The task takes that to another level, most notably in 3000 in Summit entirely, and I won't go into it too much, but you have to watch the task to see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'll certainly be sure to after this because that sounds wild. I don't think I've actually seen like the berry chaining part, and somehow I didn't even snap to the fact that the cherry point counters actually improve.
I was thinking that would be a cool idea to just add a score mechanic into the game, just kind of throw it in, you know, not like a requirement or anything, but just to see how many, like what's the highest score someone can get.
Yeah, just an extension on top of like the golden berries and all the other, like this game is just packed with so many ways to re-experience it again. All the variants, all of just the, if you're a true completionist, this game will throw you for a loop, that's for sure.
Oh, you'll be throwing a lot more than just a loop, let me tell you. There might be a couple controllers or throwing a couple fits depending on how you play the game.
You see, that's why this game only costs $20, is they want to give you the additional 40 to spend on a third-party controller if you need to.
Yeah, for when you just get mad because you dropped a golden strawberry on the last screen of 1B. But we're not gonna talk about that. What we are gonna talk about though is Msushi getting on flag 1 here, taking a death.
This was gonna be a just nutty final run from him. Still
He's
going to
come
be
through,
really nice though.
getting close here, and he's actually going to seal the deal here, clocking in at a 28:37. Folks, Msushi running away with the set, getting 3 points altogether. Chai not that far behind. He's going to finish up at a 28:51.
Beautiful. GG's
Excellent
to both
job
of
from
these
both
guys.
runners.
Especially huge shout outs to Chai. It's his last race at PACE. And just wonderful performance.
There's the
throughout.
hugs.
Yep, the universal love. Absolutely beautiful stuff. Even though these guys are competitors on stage, they're the best of friends off stage. So there we go. That is Chaikitty versus Msushi. And what a set of runs, in part because with that one game Chai took, now Vlad versus TGH really has a lot riding on the line, especially from Vlad's side.
That is very true. Again, the Msushi now with 7 points.
Yes.
So
he started this with 4. He did get 3, and so 4 plus 3 is 7.
actually, wait a minute. Vlad has 3 points?
Yes.
So I think Sushi's in. I think that's a guarantee. Because
with the tiebreaker.
with the
I think you're
tiebreaker,
right.
yeah. So I think we do have our grand finals already set. I'm not 100% sure. Again, I haven't had my coffee this morning, so brain is not on full throttle right now. But still, outstanding performance from both of these runners, and we have even more coming up like this. Definitely looking forward to the 2 Celeste Titans, TGH and Flitterby, just ready to come at it. And if you have not seen those guys do any of the races or have seen them in previous tournaments, it is a sight to see.
They really do just go back and forth just ridiculously. It's
just
wild.
I like it because I see them. I feel like when they go against each other, they bring the best out of each runner, each of them. And it's just
no
like,
doubt.
I mean, like a world record attempt, maybe we might see that. It could happen.
You know, Flad technically with that unrecorded PB during a GSA warm-up race, actually getting a 27:55.
It's definitely doable, and the world record right now is 27:50 and some change. So it's definitely doable. I mean, we're gonna ideally look to see what the time is coming out of Reflection. If we're at like, I gotta do the math here, which is funny because I've been talking about how bad I am at math.
Well,
I think at
1940,
1942 would mean an 808 summit would get world record, which I know both runners have done and are capable of doing. And as a matter of fact, Flat had, I think, an 805 summit here.
Yeah.
So it's not out of the question.
Yeah, and so I went ahead and confirmed. So the ties are determined by what happened in their particular matchup in the round robin, and Sushi taking that win over Flad. So if the points are tied, then you're exactly right that Sushi does have that guaranteed spot. Apologies if yeah, I'm not sure how I managed to misunderstand that dramatically, but either way, we are going to have now this matchup I'm sure many people have been looking forward to, first and second place.
Hey, actually, before we do that, we've got 2 competitors coming over. I'm going to slide over.
Yep.
Try to be in camera here, but that's okay.
Getting a little bit ahead of myself, of course. And so
We'll make this one work.
I'm going to go ahead and interview Sushi first. Let's see. Do we have room on cam for everyone?
I think we
We'll
can
figure
make
this
this work.
out.
We'll make it work. We got room.
Yeah, we got the room.
All right, so we are joined with Msushi and Chaikitty.
It does now. Testing.
Okay, I mean, if you want to do that, that's fine.
We'll just do it this way. So, GG's to both you guys. I guess going ahead and starting with Chai, how are you feeling after those races?
Yeah, I'm happy with how I played in the third one for sure. I mean, that was really close. I don't know, the first couple I had a bit of a hard time. Just being up on stage, it's really nerve-wracking and like.
Oh, no doubt.
Actually, it looks like we are getting another microphone here.
I struggled to like maintain myself throughout the whole run and just like play, really well.
We might ask you that again because we do have another headset coming in, so get you covered here.
Chat, if you wanted to go ahead and ask a couple of questions, we can go ahead and forward those to our runners potentially. But
we will answer the "What's he saying?" question in a moment because now he does have the headset on.
So, yeah, what was it like playing up there, knowing, especially in that race 2 and 3, where you knew that you yourself had kind of been knocked back, but what the results of the races were would kind of determine the rest of the layout. How did that pressure feel? Because it must have been a unique type of pressure.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think especially because this is the last, race for me. Like going into the third race, I knew that was going to be the last race because even if I won, I wouldn't be able to get into second. I definitely really wanted to win that race because then I would have actually won a set. Because I didn't win any sets, but yeah, so there was that pressure too. And then we were both just doing so well, and then it was just so close.
Yeah, especially that synchronization.
I tripped up. Yeah. It was a really good race, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure. What about your perspective?
Well, I guess definitely going into it.
Sorry. Let's go ahead and get that mic up. Headset just...
Yeah, I mean, I only know the 8 cardinal directions, so when this thing has like a 360-degree angle, it really doesn't work out too well. But, yeah, going into this race, I know me and Shai had, not really beef, I'd say. I mean, we're pretty friendly about it, but we played in the last match of the season, and it was a very close 2-1 game where he actually came 1 second off his PB to snatch out the last game from me. So we were always like, yeah, we're going to play again, And it wasn't until this last day of PACE where we finally were able to get that match. So I was very looking forward to it, even though, I mean, I said this yesterday, but we all have, self-confidence issues. He was like, dude, you're probably going to win. And I was like, dude, we're going to make it a good series.
Yeah, we were talking a lot of trash, but we
were talking
thought
trash.
Each other was going to win.
I'm like, dude, you're going to win. He's like, no, I'm going to win. But going into it, I mean, definitely the first 2 races, I mean, I don't know what happened to him on the first one. I'm sorry. That looked rough.
I don't know. I mean, I messed up at every chapter. So.
Yeah, but I mean, I got a 28. That second race for me, I was playing well overall, and then chapter 5, I forgot what I was talking about actually. Yeah, something just happened, but and then race 3, I was playing extremely well. I don't remember the exact foul timer, but I was plus 2 seconds on my PB out of chapter 5.
I think if you would have been able to avoid that death on fly 1, that would have certainly been in that PB-able potential.
Yeah, I mean, granted, I don't expect myself to play when you think about it, Chapter 5, like, whoa, there are 7 chapters in this game. Like, that's the majority, but it's only half the game.
Right.
So-
Reflection is just so long, and
Yeah.
Summit as well.
But like overall, I was very much looking forward to this set, and even though it was, I feel like from Chai's perspective, I know it was kind of sad that he had to 3-0 me to have a chance.
I would have had to 3-0 to go on. But
Yeah, but I think that's also awesome in the sense that I don't know about the other leagues because they have that weird point system that I know can flip either way if a runner just decides to have their dog play the game. But like, I know like it's awesome going to this like finite point system games. All 3 players had a chance to make it into the finals going to today. So
yeah, and it's especially interesting how that dynamic worked. And unfortunately, us behind the desk kind of bad at math and thinking that one win would open the door for Vlad. But with that being said, though, you do have that golden ticket effectively punched now. How does that feel?
Yeah,
And, what are your mental plans that you're starting to form going into tomorrow?
Right. Well, I guess first of all, going to the event, I definitely think, I mean, from my perspective at least, TGH has been like the guy who's probably definitely going to do it, like get into the top 2. But I mean, between me, Vlad, and Chai, it was totally like, how are we feeling today? Like, how is this race going to go? And I mean, I definitely got like, I'd like to say the coin toss on Vlad yesterday. I definitely feel like I was just playing better in that particular day than him. And for Chai, I mean, here, I mean, we both kind of too bad. My second race and his first race were kind of like very below average for us. I know even his second race, like, we struggled a bit. But like overall, we were both playing like, I'd say above average for those couple of games. So I figure, especially that last game. So, just going into this match and knowing Chaikitty, I was almost scared in a sense. So like winning that first match was a huge reliever, definitely, even if that was kind of a lot, not really due to my active play, my good time, but Chai's downfall, unfortunately. I keep putting you on blast. I'm sorry.
Oh, man.
Did I mention
Oh, no,
Chaikitty's
yeah,
first race? Because
Yeah,
no,
29:52. That. Yeah.
I was worried going to this. Chai is a good runner, and despite
Yeah.
the fact that he only had 1 win against TGH and Vlad going into this series, I wouldn't completely count out him 3-0ing me. Like, in my mind, that was a possibility.
Wow, and so that pressure must have really been on you at first.
Yeah.
Well, we do have a few questions from chat. So first off, Msushi, what sort of trash talk do you have for Tej now?
What type of trash talk? I don't know. Like, he has like a full foot on me, so I don't know if I want to go. And he was talking earlier about yeah, what if we had a fist fight on stage? So I don't really want to go that far. I mean, but all I can say is there's a clip. I said this yesterday. There's a clip you can find from 7 months ago that says "See you in the finals." That's going to be playing on repeat tonight. I don't know. Maybe. I'm always looking forward to playing Tej. This is going to be my 5th time playing him. I've not taken a game off of him yet, and we're going to go beyond that tomorrow. So.
Here's certainly hoping. Now, Chai, a question for you from, well, I'll just go ahead and read the question first. How much do you love Chai, love Phoenix?
How much do I love Chai?
Yeah, from Phoenix 4K.
Yeah, like myself or
Yeah. Like Chai tea, I'm assuming you mean.
Oh yeah.
You can tell the mental exhaustion from these runs on stage.
I don't know. I don't really drink tea, to be honest.
Really?
Dude, that's
I
funny
don't.
because
I
I don't
know,
really
it
eat
is.
sushi.
I never would have guessed.
And another question for, let's see, Sushi.
Hey, Phoenix.
Yeah, someone asked, did you make a curious strat, and if so, how did you do it?
A curious strat. I'm not really too big on strats in this game in particular. I don't really have a knack for platforming games, even though I'm just one. I'm top 2 in a platform. Let me rephrase that. I'm not really good with the perspective. I don't see the strats too well, so I'm not. I mean, I probably have done small optimizations if I think about it, but I've never really sat down and labbed and routed. So the unfortunate answer is no.
Aw.
Speaking of strats, actually, Chai, in the mirror, 5B, I noticed that you're taking a different route in that 3rd screen.
Oh yeah, going up top. and
Going up
then-
top instead of doing the secret. Now, did you do a little grinding last night and found maybe that's a little faster, or is that more
I've been doing
comfortable?
that this whole time.
Are you sure? I don't think I've seen that before.
I've been doing
until-
that. Yeah.
Even
I've been
I'm
doing
about to look at
that
the
for,
old tapes.
maybe
'Cause
about a
I
month.
swear
I don't know.
you're going the normal route, but I
No,
could be
yeah.
mistaken.
No, going up top there,
is
I know the
faster.
task does it. It's frames faster, maybe 0.1.
It's more than that. It's the bigger part is the part in the center, the setup I do in the center
yeah.
that's really fast.
Yeah.
But at the top, I think it's closer to 0.2. or
Maybe
so.
you're just bad at going down bottom.
No, I mean it's easier to go on the bottom for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, certainly some great stuff. We've got the game audio getting set up here
Right.
on the
And
stage.
again, that beautiful soundtrack. Sorry, we could talk about it. Actually, you know what? You guys teach this yesterday. I'm going to ask you guys. favorite song from the soundtrack?
Oh yeah.
We'll count A and B sides just as a culmination.
I mean, I don't want to be basic and say the 5B remix, but it's a pretty good one.
It really is.
I mean, I do say, like, between that and the 7A, Reach for the Summit, I mean, it just gets... kind of the worst thing for me is how I've lost that impact of playing the Summit by playing this game for hours and hours on end.
Yep.
Because, like, sometimes I have it in my playlist on my phone, and it'll come on when I'm just doing something completely ordinary, and I'm like, whoa. Like, oh, my God. You get a little Roto Rush. It's like, it's just such a good, like, atmospheric song.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Well, especially thematically, it's so
Yeah.
like, I don't know. It makes you really feel refreshed again, like you're just starting chapter 1 all over again.
Yeah.
Chai, what
Yeah.
about your response?
I would say it's probably between 2A and 5A at the beginning. So most people probably haven't actually heard this or like from watching the speedrun because
The drop.
we get through those sections so fast that the music changes. But like the track that plays at the beginning of 2A and the one at the beginning of 5A.
Oh yeah, I love everything before the Scattered and Lost. Back
Oh yeah,
in,
in
Yeah,
chapter 3.
because there's like more to the song that you never get to in the speedrun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and those I really like those. And as for the B side, I'm gonna have to say 3B.
3B.
3B,
Hot
nice.
take.
That one is a good. No, that was a good one
It's
too.
good,
That one is
it's
definitely a
good.
good one too.
Yeah, I know 4B is usually the favorite, but for
There's
me,
no,
it's
like,
3B.
wrong answer, you know?
Yeah, there really
Oh,
isn't.
yeah.
There really isn't.
Unless, I don't know, I've never heard anyone say the core theme is their favorite. I think that's, like, the only...
8B is pretty good. That one I like.
I
like
mean,
that.
I get we're in the context of music, but I really want to slap you for saying AP is good.
Yeah, in the context. Yeah, no, we're definitely talking about the music here, not the stage. Like, well, all right. So I think we might be getting set up here.
One
Got some-
final couple of questions.
Okay.
First off, question for both runners: who loves Archie more?
Well, I mean, on my channel, I have a photo of Archie. Sometimes I have Archie on my splits. So
I think that's a clear-cut answer. I mean, what is your counter?
Well, this might be shocking news to a lot of people. I don't know if this is, but Archie, the bird we named our strat after in the game, you've probably heard its name a lot at this point. Archie flew into a glass window, and he's having a lot of trouble with his head. So we're actually that's
Oh.
not a joke, by the way. Like we're legitimately concerned for Archie's safety. So I'm sure at the end of the day, I think Chai definitely loves him more, but Archie's always in our hearts.
Oh yeah,
he's gonna be okay
shoutouts
though.
In
He's
the
gonna
chat
be
for
okay.
Archie.
Yeah, he's gonna be all right.
And the last one, Sushi, how are you preparing for SGDQ?
Not playing this game. Probably the best way to prepare for SGDQ was not to come here. But we are. I guess I can plug myself. I'm playing Half-Life at SGDQ. So not only am I better than this guy at Celeste, but I'm no.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, there's a
Jeez.
brutality in
Check
the
out the
comments.
leaderboard on speedrun.com,
all
buddy.
right, all right.
Oh
Hey,
yeah. Hey.
All right. Well, yeah. So I mean, this is my first time attending a speedrun event total. So it's super nice to see all these faces, all the ones over there, and just I'm really excited to also go to SGDQ to run. I mean, whatever.
Yeah. So do you think the experience of coming here, playing live on a stage, showcasing for thousands on stream, do you think that experience is going to carry over into that other speed game?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the difference between here is that you're definitely competing. Like, I know they talked about it a lot, but PACE is the first competitive speedrunning event. It's totally different when you see marathons. People always go for dumb strats. Like, this was a marathon run. Like, we were doing the block list strat earlier on 4A. We would have been doing that up there, even if it was a race. We would be doing like 6B. We would have been doing all that funny stuff. But here, like the pressure is a lot. It's a lot more. Like overall, like I guess. I mean, we saw like before this race how marathon runs can go wrong, but for the most part, they're not very performance intensive. It's all about being entertaining. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Thanks so much. One last thing before we go. Chai, any shout-outs before we get you off the mic?
Shoutouts to Archie, of course.
Yeah.
Long live Archie. Yeah, shoutouts to all my friends and family watching from home. And thanks to everyone who's just watching my stream, who's been there from the beginning. We made it this far together. So thanks a lot.
And thanks so much, absolute GGs, and thanks for coming out and playing. It was a pleasure watching you.
Yeah, thanks,
Look
guys.
forward to season
Yep.
2.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
looking forward
Yeah.
to season 2, definitely.
Great job, YouTube, by the way.
Oh, thanks so much.
And then any parting words for you, Sushi, before we move forward?
I'm gonna get some food and watch the Smash. I'm ready for the rest of PACE.
Yep.
Let's do it.
All right. That match will be coming up momentarily. Commentators just need a quick short break to
Yes.
to stretch the legs. But yeah, don't go anywhere. Nobles TGH versus Flatterby, the electric match that I'm sure all of you have been especially anticipating throughout the week.
Absolutely.
It's going to be a big one. I feel like they're at least going to split a game. What about you? What do you think?
I agree. I think that it's going to happen. And I'm going to just say this now. I'm going to apologize in advance to the chat because I might get loud.
Oh yeah, same here.
I might get a little too hype.
It's going to be a wild round, that's for sure.
I mean,
One thing I would like to say actually is that I know I want to put a particular spotlight here on Federvy. I mean, of course, like we talked about before, TGH is like the guy. He can lose 0-3 and it doesn't matter. But like, I know Federvy a lot. He has been kind of struggling to deal under the pressure, and I know he's flying out from Brazil, so a lot is on him. I don't know how being in the situation where no matter how he performs, it kind of all he has to do is he's playing for third or fourth place.
No, I'm pretty sure I'm in fourth. Yeah, I'm in fourth.
He's in fourth.
So
Sorry.
it's okay.
But
I mean,
you know,
fourth out of 12 though, right?
you're playing for bragging rights, and I don't know if that's going to, you know, if he's going to care less or if the pressure's going to be off and he's going to turn up.
I mean,
whatever it may be, you know.
If I was in flat shoots, I would be pushing for PB.
Oh, definitely.
Just pushing for
definitely.
PB. I mean, even take world record. Just go for it. Just go for it. Like I would. Oh my gosh.
And he definitely can.
Yeah, definitely. And he's done it
Certainly
before. So
capable.
it's just man.
In that like one-off run, almost race setting, he's done it before. So
I mean,
it could be
yeah,
possible.
he's gotten the world record in a race versus TGH before. It's
Yes,
happened.
It's happened.
History
You were
rhymes.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
I
were
was
on calls.
commentating. I popped off.
Yeah, you did. You and was it you, Shane Flairbear, right? Yeah. Yeah, you guys went nuts. So
Anyway, guys, that'll be coming up in just a bit. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you on that other side.
we'll be right back.
Back room.
Hello. I guess we're not going anywhere.
It's a speedrunning event, and it takes more than 10 seconds to switch it up. Are you serious? We are on the biggest.
We
Can
are
we reset
stuck-
the whole event?
We're stuck on
Can
the
we do
couch
that?
entirely. Yeah, where's the reset button at?
As we look at chat. No, it's fine.
You're gonna go and look at a lot of lulls coming in chat, I'm sure.
That's fine. Let's talk about. Actually, we can talk about the. Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. We were wanting to just take like a short break real quick.
Yeah. We'll take a short break, and then we'll be back with the Noble TGH going against Fladervy. So be sure to stick around.